Welcome to All Clear. We have a special episode for you this week. We're going to be interviewing quite a few firefighters from the United Firefighter Training Network. This nonprofit focuses on taking advanced training and equipment to countries that have a need and a desire to learn what we often take for granted here in the U.S. when it comes to the fire service. This special episode will introduce you to some of the team and understand about their upcoming trip to Paraguay. Our first interview will be with Gilberto Meza Corral, who I have the privilege of working with here in Concord, here in North Carolina. So, Gilberto, it's good to sit down with you. I know that we're talking about you going to Paraguay with some other guys for a special project. Why don't you tell us, number one, who are you? Number two, what are y'all doing?
I do appreciate the time that you give us to share a little bit of our mission. As you said before, my name is Gilberto Meza Corral, and I'm one of the three founders of United Firefighter Training Network Corporation. This is a United States domestic nonprofit corporation. Our mission is simple: is to provide free training, free education, and free equipment to fire departments or individuals that they don't have these resources. The purpose of this program is to ensure that they have the means to provide professional, effective, and efficient fire service. We are traveling to Paraguay between June 27 and July 6 of this year, 2024. And our trip is sponsored by Ciudad del Este Fire Department and local authorities. The reason for this trip is to deliver an intensive course of training that will be focusing on high-rising operations, rapid intervention team, and fire apparatus maintenance and operation. The fire instructors that we are traveling to Paraguay are Ignacio Villa and Gus Chavez from Indianapolis Fire Department, Rene Soriano, Philip Burris, and myself, Gilberto Meza from City of Concord Fire Department. This is in North Carolina, yes. All these firefighters are members of United Firefighter Training Network Corporation. As I mentioned earlier, you will be delivering a class in a classroom and hub scenarios to your brothers and sisters from Paraguay, Argentina, Brazil, and Chile. We got 50 people already registered, and this is going to be a 3 intensive training, followed by 2 nights of in-the-house training for personnel on chief. So we want to give a special thanks to the North Carolina Firefighter Cancer Alliance for allowing us to share their investigations and their program to create awareness on the cancer in the fire service.
Yeah, I know when you start talking about countries outside of the U.S., when you start looking at Europe and places like that, things like, advanced firefighting tactics, cancer prevention, those things are very common. But when you start looking at other continents and other places, it's not as common. And it makes me happy to see that this information will be going down. But Gilberto, what will be your role in that time in Paraguay?
So my role is initially as a facilitator. I'm the middleman, but also we have the duty to leave a better fire service than the way that we found it. So I'm going to be an instructor, sharing that information that I mentioned you earlier on the cancer awareness. I want to be sure that at least one of my instructors that is 100% English spoken, he doesn't speak nothing of Spanish. I mean, I want to be sure that the translation get properly. I want to be acting as a safety officer and secure. And other than that, network. We go on with the intention of share our knowledge. We're not going with the attitude, I'm going to teach you how we do in the United States, because that is not our intention. Our intention is just share knowledge, and that's it. Trying to open the door for a future training at least once per year.
And it's amazing. We may have advanced tactics, we may have advanced equipment, but there's still a lot we can learn when it comes to improvisation and ways to work around when we encounter problems that maybe we haven't seen before. So
that is something that I didn't catch before, and I'm not going to say that it's kind of funny, but it's a specific situation that happened in Ciudad del Este in February 2024. They had a high-rise fire, 5 stories on fire from the floor 11 to the 16. And guess what? They don't have the water system that we have here in the United States. They don't have standpipes. They don't have hydrants outside. So if you ask how they were able to control, well, they get a lot of water mobilization, even in those concrete trucks that they move concrete in the United States. They were moving water over there.
Yeah, and drop tank operations are not easy, even when it's well prepared. I could only imagine fighting a high-rise fire doing that.
No, so we gotta be thinking out of the box, because we got it easy in the United States. But what if the water system collapse? What are our external resources? Who are our stakeholders or partnerships in our area? How can we make it efficiently? Because if we got a collapse on the water system, we are going to be affect all around those cities. So yes, what I'm telling you that we're not going to teach, no, but we're going to learn as well from them.
Yeah, and you know, I'm looking forward to kind of hearing what the follow-up is after you guys get back and see what points are learned and what you've taught them, and kind of see what that interchange is. And you know, speaking for the Cancer Alliance, we're very happy that you're taking our information down. We're looking forward to our word kind of going big time now, so to speak, going out into the country, and we'll see how it goes. But you know, as we move forward, I now want to take time to interview some of the other guys. But Gilberto, thank you for your time.
Yes, and you enjoy, guys, and if you get any feedback, please use channels of communication of this podcast, and give us your feedback. What would you like to know and learn about another countries, specifically South America? Because you know what, Travis, these people are coming to the state. We got a floating community. We got the immigration from another countries, and we need to know how those people behave during a fire environment. In that way, here we will be able to re-educate, to reinforce, or to make change on their behavior so they will be better safe in the United States.
And it'll even go into community risk reduction. It's amazing how all this plays through. But Gilberto, thanks for your time. And like I said, we're going to interview the other guys now, and I look forward to that day.
Thank you much.
Now we're going to be speaking with Gus Chavez, who is also from the Indianapolis Fire Department, about his role in this upcoming trip.
So my name is Gustavo Chavez. I go by Gus as well. You guys can call me Gus or Gustavo. So I've been on firefighting for 24 years. I just kind of want to give you guys a little background on where I'm from and what I've done. So I started off in a department just north of Indianapolis in a suburb called Fishers, Indiana. I was there for 5 years before I came over to the big city of Indianapolis. I've been with Indianapolis for 19 years, as an officer for probably the last about 10 years. And I used to be at Station 7 with Nacho back in a few years back. And as you get promoted, you kind of got to move around and, you know, go to your open spots. So I was a private in Station 7, high-rise company on a tiller there for a while. And then got promoted, went to another high-rise company down the street there. And then Station 7 opened up, and Nacho was my engineer for a little while. So we took care of each other, and it was a good time. But like I said, Station 7 and Station 14 in Indianapolis are the dive houses. We have heavy extrication, tax air. We do rope, confined space, rescue, pretty much everything, very specialty. But I've always been at tactical houses. I've always enjoyed that type of work. High rise. I'm kind of curious, and I think I'm interested to see what they do over there. I know I've seen some videos, and it looks like they were doing tanker operations for some of the high rise buildings that they were fighting fires on. So, you know, of course, you know, any tanker operations, even in a single residence home, it's just cumbersome. It's just takes a lot of manpower and a lot of equipment. So imagine doing that here in the U.S. With a high-rise building. I mean, it's just something that they have to do. And I don't know. Hopefully, we can give them some pointers, and hopefully, we can learn from each other. I'm curious to see what kind of techniques they use as well. But yeah, so we're me and Nacho have been at high-rise companies, so we're gonna go down there and try to help them out with some of those resources. And maybe some of the training, and hopefully we can maybe give them some pointers and just help them out wherever we can, which is perfect because, so this month, before we go to Paraguay, we're actually going to do some high-rise training. So I'll be taking a lot of videos, and we ran through some stuff yesterday. So I mean, it's all good things that we can learn and we can pass on to everybody. Every fire is different, every building's different, so different techniques, different ways of doing things. So always wanting to learn and pass on that information as well. But I'm looking forward to heading out to South America and just helping out wherever we can.
Now we're going to talk with another one of the firefighters from our crew, and this is going to be Ignacio Villa, who is from the Indianapolis Fire Department.
My name's Ignacio. Well, my friends call me Nacho. That's what I go by, Nacho. So feel free to call me that. I've been here with the Indianapolis Fire Department for over 17 years. I started early, so I may look young, but the experience is there. I grew up with all the older guys that, they've been doing it all their lives, and now they're mostly retired. So at least I can say I was fortunate enough to get some of that experience from them. And honestly, the way they taught you back then to now is different. They kind of threw you in there, get you a little burn so you can see what it felt like. So then you're like, hey, this is actually pretty hot. But I've spent mostly all my career downtown Indianapolis. I went regular at Station 7, which is a tactical station. We do the rope rescue, extrication, dive. And so basically we have all these high-rise buildings here. And to me, my high-rise buildings fires is bread and butter. We don't get them that often, but we're always ready for them, right? Well, people always say, hey, you getting any good fires? Well, I wish we did, but then again, we're basically making sure that people are safe. So when we do get them, people are fine, not going to be in the best positions they want to be. So one of the things about that I always tell people is we always practice and train to be ready, but every fire has different situations, and basically you just have to be ready. I tell people, I said, when you get that wrench thrown in there, you just have to figure out how to fix that problem. The training that we want to offer to Paraguay is high-rise training, and we may not live in Paraguay, but I think that the main point that we want to touch with this is if it's another tool in their toolbox that they can get and definitely help them, that's what we want to be able to do. Provide more and more so they can effectively fight these fires whenever they get them. I know that here in the U.S., we're very spoiled when it comes to water sources. We have hydrants everywhere. But with Indianapolis, we have these old buildings that don't have hydrants, not the standpipes. So we have to do different ways to get that water to them. So those kind of little techniques we can relate to Paraguay or all these Latin American cities that don't have those sources, that we can still figure out ways to fight those fires and teach them those abilities to be able to do it. With that said, it's not only fighting the fire, but we also have to be able to evacuate the people safely, because these high-rise buildings have many floors and there's usually people in these floors. So we have to get everybody out and do all those things also effectively. Like Gilberto and Rene mentioned, weight and all that stuff also plays an important role. So when it comes to the high-rise, Gustavo and I will take care of that. And then Gilberto, Rene, they're going to take care of the ridge so they can also help out with that kind of stuff.
And finally, today, we're going to be speaking with Rene Soriano, who is with the Concord Fire Department as well, someone else I have the privilege of working with, about what role he's going to have and how he's going to bring his experience from the rescue truck to Paraguay.
I don't know about specialists, but yeah, like Travis said, my name is Rene Soriano. I've been in the fire service for about 16 years, 12 years career there with the city of Concord. Currently assigned to Rescue 3 as the engineer, so responsible for driving the truck, operating the truck, that stuff. So, being able to just be part of this group and share the knowledge is an amazing experience, not only for the students, but for ourselves, right? So we're going to be going to Paraguay to various topics, and one of them being RIC. So who does the firefighter call when they're in trouble, right? When people are in trouble, they call, when people are in trouble, they call the fire department, but when the firemen are in trouble, what do they call, right? So it's up to us to be able to rescue ourselves, or if not, the team come rescue us, right? So we're going to be discussing and going over techniques of RIC, so firefighter self-survival, and we're excited to share the knowledge. And like I said, it's going to be a winning for both parties, right? Not just for the instructors, but for the students. It's going to be a privilege for us to go and share the knowledge and see how they do things over there.
Here at All Clear, privileged to be able to share part of this team's journey to Paraguay with you guys. And we look forward to learning how they're able to share knowledge and camaraderie with their brothers and sisters down there as well. So be sure to watch for upcoming episodes with results and stories from their trip to Paraguay. Thanks for listening to this special edition of All Clear, and as always, light your fire within.